That's really good. Hey, good morning, CSL. My name's Jake. That's Yuri. That's James. That's Joe. We're the band today. Thank you, thank you. And I have 3 words for you. Stephanie Ann Johnson. Three words and a lot of notes.
We all live in the land of I am. We all live in the land, in the world, in the consciousness that we say we are. And yet, beyond this I am, there is the possibilities that are infinite. And truly, 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 I too believe that our ancestors and those who have come before us are desiring us to look beyond our current circumstance and fall into the great abundance, that's Margaret Owens, to look to see what is possible and then identify ourselves with possibility instead of always identifying ourselves with limitation. To see ourselves in the future that we want to live in instead of running from the past that we didn't like. That's the I am that we are. It is so powerful. It's so absolutely, incredibly rich. So what are you? What do you want to say about yourself? Say it again. For you are your own creation, because you are a spark of the creative principle of the universe. I am, you are. So what do you want to say about yourself? Well, how do you want to declare your future? How do you want to declare your present moment in this land, this beauty, this realm of creation called the land of I am?
Then robbed and displaced, confused and disgraced, then robbed and misplaced, abused and disgraced, then lied to. The lies can be seen through in this land. You can't fall from grace in this land. You cannot be heard in this land. There's more than enough in this land. You're always at home in this land. You're always at home. All that I will be, I am. All that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am.
That's Stephanie Ann. Stephanie Ann has got a new album, and she's going to have a launch party November 15th. Yes. In Seattle. Many other launch parties, but in Seattle on the 15th. Yay. And she will also be here for Christmas. Yes. She's going to bring presents for everybody, and it's going to be so... Spiritual gifts for everyone. Hi, I'm Kathianne Lewis, and my pronouns are she and her, and my husband calls me honey, and my pets call me mom. All 5 of them. At least I think they do. Anyway, I am grateful to have you here, and I'm grateful to have everyone that's online here. It's so lovely. And for those of you that are here for the first few times, if you haven't picked out some of these that are in your seat backs in front of you, I encourage you to do so, because there's more information about us. There's a way to connect to us. And why do you want to do that? Because we have a lot going on, and I can't tell you about everything that's going on, but you can get a Friday email which will allow you to know everything that's going on. And it will list all of the activities, all of the classes if you choose to, all the support groups. And then I think one of the most important things is the support card, because you can fill this out, put it in the prayer box that's in that corner over there, and someone, a prayer practitioner, I'm not sure which one because we've got over 60 of them, a prayer practitioner will be praying with you, for you, and about you based on what you put here. And you don't even have to sign it if you don't want. God knows who you are. You know, if you want to be really anonymous, like, you can't hide from God. So this person's going to be accepting whatever it is that you are wanting them to accept. And so where 2 or more are gathered, it shall be established on earth as it is in heaven. So get somebody else on your side. Yay! And isn't that that's all good? And for those of you online, my beloveds, there are cards, or at least that kind of information, available to you while you're watching, or anytime later. You can check our website, and also I think there's a little QR code that you just... How do you do that when you're on your phone, though? I've never figured that out. If you're watching... Really? Even if you're watching it online on your phone? See, that's the conundrum. See, even I stumped him. I stumped Peter, Hannah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. If you're watching on a big screen, put your phone on the QR code. Those are all of the things that I need to say right now, because It's a full service, and we're going to have Stephanie Ann back.
As I walk through this wicked world, searching for light in the darkness of insanity, I ask myself, is all hope lost? Is there any pain and hurt in this misery? And each time I feel like this inside, it makes me want to cry. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Oh, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? As I walk through these troubled times, my spirit gets so downhearted sometimes. So where are the strong? And who are the trusted? And where is the harmony? Oh, the sweet, sweet harmony. And each time I feel it slipping away, there's one thing I want to know. Said what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Oh, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? So where are the strong? And who are the trusted? That's right. And where is the harmony? Oh, the sweet, sweet harmony. And each time I feel it slipping away, it makes me wanna cry. I'm saying what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Oh, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Oh, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding?
Yes, spiritual caffeine. I love it. And this month, I've been talking about how to use our teaching, how to use the science of mind. And we started out with talking about the law of cause and effect and how quantum physics works, and it's the same way in our life. We've talked about oneness. There's a principle of oneness, a field of oneness that's sometimes called the field of possibilities, and some people call it God and all sorts of other things. But it doesn't matter what we teach if we don't know how to apply it. And that's what I've been really looking at. How do we apply these mystical teachings, because they've been around for a long time? How do we apply what they're discovering in science now so that we have a life that we love? And I've been really privileged to been able to call people up that have applied these works, applied these ideas, and had a shift because of it. And so it's my great pleasure to introduce you another person, Frank Selden.
Morning, CSL, Seattle. Good morning. Feels like home. For many years it was for me, right here in Seattle. 2014, August, the beginning of the month, I If you had a checklist as what is a successful life, that was mine. Flourishing legal practice. But by the end of the month, I couldn't get out of bed. Daily fatigue, aches, pains, sometimes excruciating, going to see lots of doctors who had no answers for over a year, until finally we found a doctor that said, you have this, and there's no known cure, and this is what your life's going to look like with this. I actually chose to end my life after hearing that news. Only a few people here know that. But I was given a chance to put my life back together, to find inspiration. And I dove back deeper into the teachings that I was learning here. One of them, the 5-step foundational prayer that Kathianne's going to talk about. And in these teachings, I put together this divine vision of what I wanted my healing to look like. And I'm using the I am statements, healing, whole, combining it with energy, emotion, and at my very logical lawyer brain, on the other hand, was looking at all of the evidence all day long and saying, but you're not healed. And I stayed in this plateau for several years, oscillating back and forth between the vision of healing and wholeness and everything I wanted in life versus my reality. And one day, I read a statement that I know I'd read hundreds of times before. It said, we do not wait for healing to feel whole. We feel whole for healing to occur. We do not wait for healing to feel whole. We feel whole for healing to occur. And I realized I had it backwards. Because what I was identifying with was the I'm not healed. My emotional identity was caught up in I'm not healed. I was intellectually going through this process, but emotionally I was identifying here. Does that make sense? And when I realized that, I felt exuberant. I felt joyful. I felt actually like giddy, like I got it when it was here. That's how it was for me anyways. For other people, it might show up somewhere else. But I had this emotional knowing right here, I am healing. And my health started to take off. I also applied that exact same way of putting pieces together to every other aspect of my life. I did it with finances, with relationship. Two years ago, walked the El Camino trail in Spain, 500 miles. And this coming only a few years after needing help going up a flight of stairs from an incurable disease. That's from this. I'm actually not here today to talk about me. Came here today to ask you to listen to what Kathianne is going to say next as if you've never heard it before. Let go of those judgments and stories and look for that connection, emotional connection, where it puts the divine and what we think is our reality all into one space where we know. And then life starts to unfold in amazing, amazing ways.
Yes. And Frank is also incredibly dangerous. That's dangerous. Wow. I was going to say generous, but dangerous came out. Because I'll tell you, to your ego that wants you to stay where you are, that kind of information is dangerous. I mean, you don't know that you have an ego that wants you to stay where you are, but you have an ego that wants you to stay where you are because your ego is to keep you safe. And safe means familiar. and comfortable. So a lot of people will use spirituality or the science of mind or metaphysics to kind of dance around on a small dance floor. And Frank bought the whole building. So listen to it that way. And I'm really grateful that he mentioned the 5 steps, because we're going to talk about 5 steps. Sort of like a dance. Holy people talking. I actually said at first service, holy people always spoke in metaphors and parables. And people chuckled, and I realized what they were chuckling at is that I would call myself a holy person. Well, why not? And so are you. This song was perfect. This presence of God orchestrated this service without any of us talking about what I was going to talk about. And there is this thing that happens when you say, I am. And there's so much in the field of possibilities for us to be, but we usually use the same I ams over and over and over again. But there's a dance we can do. And we're going to get dressed up for it by putting on our I'm holy clothes. In our own consciousness. If Spirit ever said, thou art my beloved in whom I'm well pleased, and that's part of the story, it's always saying it because it doesn't play favorites. It doesn't play favorites. It is the givingness of the universe, and it's always giving. It's our job to start receiving. So let's use the dance floor metaphor, because we do a dance. We're always dancing around. How many of you have danced around with problems or inconsistency or whatever? But it's usually a very tight little dance, and we bump into our limitations or where, as far as we can go. And then the universe says, would you like to dance? Would you like to dance? Would you like to dance with me? Would you like to recreate with me? Would you like to say, let it be with me? And some of you may wonder, how does it ask us to dance? I think it's kind of like we miss it. We miss the request because we're too busy looking at the problem. The problem is a request for us to dance a different dance on a different dance floor. The problem, I am shifting in my love of problems. And it started about a year ago when I read a chapter in a book by a mystic that said, to love our problems. And I went, I love our problems. And I read it, and it shifted me. And every time I read it, it shifts me until now I'm looking for them. Where's the problem? Because where's the blessing? See, the problem, those things that we think we're stuck in, those things that we think we're captured by, are requests for us to up-level our life so that it can be recreated in such a way that we are experiencing more harmony and more heaven than we are the troubles and the tribulations. So let's make this as real as possible. And I'm going to use, can you hand me that? Yeah, thank you. We're going to make this as real as possible. And so I'm going to ask for cooperation and maybe some participation. Because what we teach doesn't change God. It changes us. I don't know of any religion that says that prayer or chanting or visualization or any of that spiritual practice stuff changes deity. It shifts those interacting with deity. So instead of this issue, and we say, come on down here and I want to show you this. Look how bad it is. Yeah, I think it's impossible, don't you think so? I mean, we're going to be here a long time, aren't we? Yeah. Instead of getting God in agreement with our problems, the dance that I'm proposing is that Spirit lifts us up into a whole new level where solution is the norm. That land of I am. So let's personalize it. Who has an issue that's tapping on their door of consciousness? Who has a okay, we've got two. All righty. I hope. Well, just a second. They raised their hand first. Two of them. Okay, so pass this down over there, please. Right there.
Okay.
But it's short.
Okay. About 2 months ago, I had a vertigo incident that ended up now it's a mental problem. I have tons of anxiety, and I can't heal from my vertigo until I heal with this stress. And it's
So
a
you
vicious
want
circle.
health.
Health.
Yeah. And so the reason that I cut you off is not to cut you off like I'm a mean person, although there is that rumor. It's that you don't want this whole group here believing how big the problem is. Does that make sense? So we want to know something greater. And so for you, if it's vertigo, how about would you like to know balance and harmony, fluidity, and perfect health?
The anxiety is worse than the vertigo.
Okay, calm and peace and balance and harmony and perfect health. Yeah, the whole body's going, yeah. And you're smiling. Okay, I also, the body never lies, so when it smiles, it knows it's saying we're on track.
I'm dealing with, my husband has a severe health issue, and I am at a point where I probably need to consider moving him into a care community, and it's really painful emotionally and scary and expensive and all that.
So what is it you want? I know what the problem is. What do you want?
Peace and freedom.
Yes. Okay. So notice what happened there. And this is normal for all of us. We can describe with great detail the problem, but it's hard to enunciate with clarity what our heart yearns for. So part of getting on the dance floor, when God says, would you like to dance, is us knowing what dance we're doing. So we're doing a dance of peace, and we're doing a dance of harmony, and we're doing the dance of freedom. Do you see what I'm saying here? In the land of I am, I can describe my issues. Have you noticed that? How many of you have been there? You can describe with great detail your issues. Frank practiced describing to himself his great solution. It takes practice to do that. A discipline. A discipline. It doesn't have to be hard, but it is a discipline. So we start there. So everybody clear what we're oh, by the way, who else would like greater health? Who else would like less anxiety? Look at these hands. Who else wants a sense of peace around their relatives? And who else would like a sense of freedom? Okay, I love it. Here we go. Human condition once again. So you are here because Spirit brought you here so that you can claim a greater freedom for yourself, and you didn't even know it. Ha ha ha. You just thought Stephanie Ann's singing. So I'm going. All right, so we're on the dance floor. And remember, consciousness is cause. So Ernest Holmes came up with a methodology for rising in consciousness. And we call it either scientific prayer or treatment, because he actually thought it would treat the mind. Like you go in for a treatment, it would treat the mind to shift consciousness. But he always said consciousness is cause. And he always said this prayer, or whatever we're going to do today, the essence of it is the time and the process necessary for changing consciousness. So for Frank, it took a while. It took the time and the effort and the focus to change his consciousness, not just one thought. Oh, by the way, there was a metaphysician in the last century. His name was Emmett Fox. And he said, you can have anything you want in the world. You can be anything you want in the world. Just change your thought and keep it changed. I mean, yeah, when facts are there. Now, how many of you have had an opportunity to have an epiphany, sort of like Frank did, where he read one thing and it shifted the way you thought, it shifted it? How many of you have had that? Great, but it doesn't always happen when you want it. It's like, yay, hallelujah, by the grace of God, I had my epiphany and I'm different from then on. But it doesn't always happen. So Ernest Holmes gave us a methodology to raise up to that instead of hoping it just hits us like a bolt of lightning. Because doesn't it seem kind of like a bolt of lightning? I mean, there were a couple of times, more than a couple of times in my life, where the truth hit me so much I did shift then. But I can't wait for, like, where's the shift and where's the storm so I can go and stand around and hopefully a bolt of lightning of information will get me. This methodology will take us there. So it starts out with talking about to ourselves. To ourselves, we start talking about God. We're not talking about the problem anymore. We start talking about the infinite possibilities. We talk about that which created the universe. We talk about that which is holding the universe in some sort of beautiful harmony, so that if we send a rocket out into space, scientists know where it's going to go and how to bring it back. Because the universe, at least around us, is not willy-nilly. Does it make sense? So there's a harmony. In fact, Judge Thomas Troward said there's the first law in the universe, and it's order. There's an order to things. So we're going to talk about that order. We're going to talk about what's universally good. Universally good. Universally good is meaning it's good for everyone. Now, for me, good is peanut butter chocolate Haagen-Dazs. That's why we don't have it in the house. But for you, it might be strawberry. So there's personal good, and then there's universal good. Universal good is life. I mean, I knew that Frank had those thoughts, and I could understand why he had those thoughts. But a lot of times what they found with people who have thought of unending their life, it's because they know life is so good and they don't know how to get it. Life is good. Can everybody understand that life is a good thing? Can everybody understand love is a good thing? Can everybody understand truth is a good thing? So we're talking about these universal truths that lift us up. Even thinking about them, we start to shift in vibration. There's so much stuff out there that it's all about vibration. Well, problem gives us a vibration. God gives us another vibration. And you don't have to use the word God. You could call it field of possibility. You could call it the universe. You could call it supreme energy, love, intelligence, whatever you want to say. But thinking of it lifts you and lifts your vibration. Because that's going to shift consciousness, and consciousness is cause. So we talk about it. We talk about God. We talk about possibility. We say this is good. There's a good for me. This good has been given to me. We say things like God is, and then you fill in the blank, and you do it over and over and over again. God is. God is. What a beautiful mantra. You know, when people do chanting and they're using Sanskrit or any other chanting, world chants, it's usually about God. And those words lift people up. Well, we can play that music, or we can continue with our own cadence. God is. God is. God is my peace. God is my peace. God is my peace. For God is peace. For God is peace. Do you see that? It's better than life is shit. And life is shit. And always shit. And all more shit. And look at that shit. I mean, really, you're laughing because you've done it. So change it. And God is good. And God is present. And God is now. And God is truth. And God is support. And God is all of those wonderful things. And I love it because Frank was so conscious that yes, these things are going on, but I'm creating my new reality by what I choose to be. God is, God is, God is, God is. Until you get to this place where you feel lighter. So monitor how you're feeling, not just what you're saying, but how are you feeling? Are you being lifted? The next step, people have called unification, where you unify with what God is. Whereas Jerry Hudson, who is now the new Ernest Holmes Whisperer, found another book where his word for the second step in this dance on the dance floor was called identification. What are we identifying ourselves as? What are we identifying ourselves as makes a difference, because are we just some humble blip in the expression of life, chanting about God, or do we identify with that which we're chanting about? It is God's, universe's, love intelligence's job to support its creation. In Hinduism, it's Vishnu. Brahma creates, Vishnu sustains. Spirit creates, Spirit sustains. It takes care of. If we were created, we are obliged to be supported. There's a good for us, and we ought to have it. And I'm saying that in 2 classes right now, and boy, do I get the pushback. I still get pushback. It's so fun. I don't like that word. I don't like the word ought. It's like should. Don't ought on me. You know, just people just have so much fun with it. Well, ought is, you look it up. It's duty and obligation. The universe has an obligation to care for us, a duty to care for us, and we have a duty and an obligation to receive. Goes on both sides. Beautiful. So are we identifying with something that is created us to fulfill a purpose? But to fulfill our purpose, we have to be supported. We've got to live fully. I mean, I've watched Frank do amazing things. He's so incredibly generous, but he can be generous because he's up and around now. It would have been difficult for him to do it when he was up maybe 3 hours a day. I mean, he was on our board of trustees. I remember one time we were having dinner because the board would gather beforehand to have dinner and talk about stuff and then go have a meeting. It makes the meeting shorter. Because you've already talked about stuff. And we had to take him home. He could not sit up. He could not get in his car and drive. And then he does the Camino. So I knew him in that swing stage until he landed on, I need to feel this. We need to understand that we have a creative essence within us. We were created in the image of creation. Therefore, we create, but we don't create just by our words. We create by the internal experience we're willing to cultivate. So do we identify with that? Then we can receive what's been given. It's like some rich relative leaving us a whole bunch of money, putting it in a bank, and we go to collect some of it, but we can't collect it unless we can prove that we are related to the giver. We have to prove it. We have to prove it to ourselves. God is I am. God is I am. What God is, I am. It's our heritage, my spiritual heritage. And then after we've done that, well, let's just say something. I want you to just see how this feels. I'm going to say it first, then I want you to just repeat it and see what it feels like to say this. I am one with the one source of all good. I am one with the one source of all good. And the good shows up as peanut butter, chocolate chip Haagen-Dazs, or whatever, which is just really, the higher good would just be to be satisfied and joy and satisfaction, peace and harmony and health, peace and freedom. You're one with that source of what that is. You're one with the source of what that is. And when you know you're one with that source, you can then go to the third step in this beautiful dance that you're doing with the universe. And your part in this co-creative process is to declare a new reality, to declare a new way of being, to declare that for yourself. Some people have called it realization. Ernest Holmes, in the book that Jerry was quoting, called it declaration. Declare it. I'm one with this, and so therefore I declare this. I'm one with universal harmony. I'm one with universal intelligence. I'm one with the universal order of things. Therefore, I now declare that my body is in order and anxiety has no place within me. I declare that I am one with universal wholeness. Therefore, that sense of wholeness radiates through all my thoughts and all my feelings, and it is realigning my whole system, my cells and my organs and everything else are realigning with divine order so that I can function beautifully. Does this see? That's a declaration. It's not, dear God, if you just make me better, I'd be really happy. And I don't mean to make fun of that kind of prayer. I'm just saying that declaration is more powerful. I mean, I've done that prayer for a long time. Is everybody moving along with me? Once you're there and you start to feel it, really get that inner realization, it's a magic. You stay with it until you really start to feel the difference. Like you're on the dance floor and you are with someone that can dance and lead so well that you are swinging around, and it's so much, I've only experienced that once. Most of the time when I used to dance, I didn't like it because it looked like neither one of us knew how to. And then it was like, who's stepping on whose toes? And is it me or is it you? And it's probably me. How many of you have been there? It's just painful. Not necessarily to the feet, but to the ego. I knew I needed to get horses when I would spend my vacations going someplace so I could ride horses. And for about 3 or 4 years in a row, I would go to Montana and stay at a dude ranch so I could ride horses. But a bunch of the ranchers took this old schoolhouse and they made a community center out of it. And the ranchers would come and they'd play karaoke and we'd play and then they'd dance. You know what? They were so good at making a cow go where it needed to go on that horse. I don't know how else to explain it, but I'll tell you, the guy knew how to lead. And I have never felt so secure. I didn't care. It was so beautiful that I could have danced all night and nobody was stepping on anybody's toes, and he made me look good. That's what the universe wants to do for you. I want you to have that feeling like it takes you and it says, go here, feel this, say this. Come on, we're recreating, and I want you to feel like you're swirling around. It will feel so good. I think the prayer practitioners have experienced this. Have you been in a prayer circle where the prayers just go on and on and on, and pretty soon you are giddy. You're giddy. You're giddy. You're lightheaded. There's something about it like the whole world looks better. And it's free. And it's legal. And it's delightful. That's you stay there, you play there. You relish life there. And that creates the next step, which is just gratitude, because you've created it inside, and then you can go into the fourth step, which is to wait with glad anticipation, the fulfillment of this inner experience. Not how it's supposed to look, but the inner experience of how it feels. To have this sense of peace now and freedom now must produce freedom and peace on the outside. But so many of us, I did my prayers. I mean, I've been there. So when I say us, I mean us. And the universe. Before you even asked, it has been answered. The universe will dance and lead us into the inner experience that creates the wholeness that we desire. So let's pray. So let's just allow ourselves to think of life, capital L, life. Raise our attention to the life that lives all creation. And that it is the source of all sustaining of this creation. It is the source of all good. And grace is the constant givingness of good from the universe to all of its creation. Grace is the givingness of God to all of its creation. So as we turn our attention to God, we are allowing ourselves to receive its everlasting power and glory in a form that feeds our soul. For as Ernest Holmes said, it is a principle that personalizes itself to us. So for everyone that raised their hand and wanted peace, that peace will be unique to you. And yet peace abounds. Peace. Let peace be on earth. Let peace be in the heart. Let peace be yours. But first, we must think of a peace that is unconditioned. It is eternal, it is everlasting, and it's always available. Yes, stuff is happening. Stuff happens in our life. Stuff happens on the planet. But peace is not touched by that. For peace is of God. And God is not only in creation, it's beyond creation. So allow ourselves now to think of that kind of peace and that kind of harmony. Think of the freedom that Spirit enjoys, spreading out through all of the universes and identifying itself with all creation, all of the species, all of the uniqueness within every species, and yet personal to us. So our freedom does not come from it finally getting better in a certain way. No, freedom is of the heart and of the soul, for freedom was ours from the beginning. The freedom has been given. It is an experience within. So what is it that your heart longs for? Know that it is being given right now, and we're turning our attention to it is like opening our metaphorical arms and saying, yes, I do receive. And so as we receive, we are filled with, so that if God is this, so are we. We receive God's grace to be grace-filled. We receive God's peace to be peace-filled. We receive God's freedom to be freedom-filled. we receive God's wholeness to be wholeness filled. For truly, truly, from the beginning, we are whole, complete, and perfect, and it's only ourselves that tell us we're not. So our I am now matches that which we want to be. And we will be diligent in that I am. We will be diligent in claiming for ourselves the life that we long to have. Oh, how good is God. And so now knowing that we are peace and we are freedom and we are wholeness and we are health, then speak in your own mind, speak specifically, declare specifically how you want this to show up. That's the co-creative process. That's our job. That's our part of the dance. God has led us to this. It's swirled us around. It's lifted us up. It's shown us what's possible. And now we declare, therefore, I am doing, I am having, I am releasing, I am accepting, and fill in the blank. Now don't stop until you feel the accomplishment of this. Feel it. Feel it. And then with gladness, say thank you, thank you. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for everything. And then that gratitude just lifts you up even higher, surrounds you, covers you. And then we let it go. Our part is done. We release this prayer into the law of cause and effect, waiting with glad anticipation. God's deliverance from the thing that we thought we could not have. Our deliverance from the belief and the fear that we'll never have this thing. No, no, no. God will deliver us from that and present to us proof of its existence and love and benefit and grace in our life. Not just in the life of Frank, not just in the life of the lucky ones. No, 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 no. That's not the way God works. If it has ever answered a prayer, it's always answering a prayer. And we're accepting it, and so it is.
Keep on giving for your kindness. I'm in debt to you for your selflessness, my admiration for everything you've done. You know I'm bound. Thank you for it. La 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 You've been so kind and generous. I don't know how you keep on giving for your kindness. I'm in debt to you, and I never could have come this far without you. For
is what it feels like when you pray. When you've been lifted, we don't pray to bring God down. We pray so that we can be lifted up. And pretty soon, all you can do is just feel, whoa, this is pretty good. And this whole thing about, how'd that song go? Your kindness and your tenderness, I want to thank you. It's been with us always, always giving, always giving, always giving. Every miracle that happened is the givingness of God in us, for us, and it won't stop. And for when we recognize that we open up the heavens, and God said there will be a blessing too big for you to receive. Woo! I don't know, but I think I'm going to have a few miracles this week. So let's sing.
La 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 la
All right. Few things to tell you about, but before I do that, who has our, yes. I saw you back there when she can raise up that chair so high. I saw you back there, Della. I just didn't know you had the basket too. Okay. So, I'm going to ask you for money in a few minutes, so just get ready. And all the ways that you can give are behind you. And we also take cash and checks, and we also take credit cards that there's envelopes in front of you so you can write things down and get all that handled. While you're doing that, I'm going to tell you that we're having a pet blessing next week. Yes, and it's a wonderful thing. Please bring pets that want to be here. This is not conversion. You know, like we will make good dogs out of not, there's some dogs that just don't want to go new places. And there's some cats really don't want to go new places. Don't bring them. But if you have a very social, peaceful, content, loves everybody animal, please feel free to bring them. Okay, that's next weekend. Also, they're starting to collect the luggage drive. That's for Create a Better World. This is for homeless people. So luggage, backpacks, duffel bags, and that's going to support youth in transition. And we'll drop them off in the fellowship hall downstairs. Also, just mark this on your calendar because I know it's a ways out, but on June 21st, Andrea Weatherhead will be teaching an 8-week class dedicated to what we did today. So really getting deep and really looking at all of those steps and how that works so that we go beyond our limits. So those are my announcements. It's been a great day. I'm so happy with the band. It's just fun. I'm grateful to all of you that are making the live stream so beautiful for people who are watching. And so thank you all. Yes, it's great. And I love it because Guy knows sometimes I don't turn on my microphone, but he very lovingly lets me know that I'm not doing it. So it's great. I love the people up there. I love you guys. I think it's a great day. We have having a great day. I am higher. I'm going to ask God for some big things driving home because I'm in a higher state. So you get there and then you can declare. So come here often. Rise up and declare because you can do that. I'm very grateful that Frank drove all the way from Bellingham because that's how generous he is, that he wanted to share his story about an amazing healing. So thank you very much, Frank. So the way we play this game, and it's kind of a game because giving can be fun. I think it's been too serious. So Jake's going to play beautiful music. You get a chance to come up and put something in the basket because it can be a loving spiritual practice. It is a spiritual practice. So let's begin.
Hello. Is it working? It's working? I guess my hearing has gone further away than I thought. Can I sing? I don't know. Yes, I can. Okay. I think that works. Okay, I'm Jerry Paul. I'm a practitioner. And I got to join this Sunday's team because Jim's off doing the men's retreat. So, other practitioners that I'm working with, Shannon will be leading the grief circle over in this corner, and she is fantastic. You don't want to miss it. And I love spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer that we do, because I grew up with the other kind. And it wasn't that great for me. And in the back corner, Dennis will be available if you have a prayer request or want to pray with him or have questions, whatever. At 12:30, no later than 12:40, the grief circle meets in the house across the street, the White House. Nancy Rice is leading today. She will love you. She will support you. She will witness you beautifully. So here we are with the benediction, which is about gratitude. And gratitude is the fourth step of our spiritual mind treatment. And to me, it basically just says, I'm ready to receive. God has this beautifully wrapped present life, and all I have to do is open it. Yay. Also online, we've got prayer support. Just have to push a button. So we all come together in consciousness today, lifted up to the knowing that life is good in every moment of now. And we move forward into this week, sharing our love, sharing the knowing that there is a good. And yes, we ought to have it. The entire planet ought to have it. And I know that in this moment, the infinite creative presence is working for our world. All we got to do is know it and live it. And yeah, let's go do it. And so it is.
All right, everybody, it's time for the closing sing-along. Please rise as you're able. Please get up on stage and dance as you're able. And as usual, please sing whether you're able to or not. Thank you very much. Joe, fire it up. And 1, 2, 3, go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of